Hey everyone, it's time to taste that beer I made with the Heady Topper yeast. And I also have one bottle of the Sam Adams version of the New Albion ale that they brewed with Jack McAuliffe, who brewed that beer back in the 70s. So I'm going to do them side by side. It's kind of a dual purpose video. It's to see if the Heady Topper Conan yeast actually did a good job from culturing it up from the cans like I did that other video of, and also it's just to compare the two versions to see if there's any similarities or differences. So let's get some beer. First is my cologne, which I'll just do straight in because I have one hand to pour it. I'll adjust the, not really a cologne, I guess, it's the recipe, my version. So there's that. I can see the color more that way. And now the Sam Adams version. So I'm expecting, we'll let it settle for a bit and see what it looks like, but I'm expecting theirs to be clear, and mine it has not gotten particularly clear, but we will check it out. And even, let's see, how much condensation do I have here? Well, mine is getting clearer in the keg, and the color looks similar, but we'll take a closer look. It's kind of hard to see the clarity with condensation, but the Sam Adams is definitely a little bit clearer than mine. I didn't do anything special to clarify mine. Mine is clearing up though, and it'll get clearer with time. Both have nice heads, and let's see how they taste. Okay, so like I was saying when I was pouring them, the commercial one, you know, of course they're gonna have it clear. Mine, I did nothing special. It's getting clearer, but it's not super clear yet. Let's just drink mine for a second to talk about the yeast. The Heady Topper Conan yeast got this beer down to 1.009. Started at 1056. I think the goal for this one was somewhere around in the low 1050s. I wonder if they have the alcohol on here. Oh, they do. They have 6%. And mine ended up being 6.3, so actually, you know, it was close. So, I did no hops at all in mine after 15 minutes remaining in the boil, so I did no hops at flame out and no dry hops. So you don't get a lot of hop aroma, and it's just 2-row pale grain is all the grain bill, so you get kind of a malty character. I like this beer because it's fun to imagine what beer of this flavor would have been like in the 70s when there was mostly just mackerel lagers. This is a perfectly good drinking beer. I've made a lot of beers that are like this. I used to make this beer as cheap as possible and call it 10-buck ale. Use only base malt, homegrown hops, and dried yeast, or maybe reused yeast. So it's similar to that. It's mostly malt driven, malt focused, and if you've made a beer with almost 100% 2-row pale malt, you're going to recognize the flavor right away. There is some hop bitterness and flavor. I'm not sure, I don't know if this recipe called to do some more hops towards the end. You could certainly make this beer a little bit more interesting by throwing in some aroma hops, but I really, wanted to focus on the yeast. So, one theory was with this yeast is that the yeast itself provides some sort of hoppy character somehow, either in bitterness or maybe a aroma. I read that one or two places. It sounded kind of goofy to me. It sounds like it was attributing it to be more like a Belgian strain or something, just the yeast would give you that much flavor. To me, this Conan yeast basically was a really good fermenter. Fermented, I think I tried to ferment it a little bit on the cool side. Let's see, 66. So kind of, you know, medium temperature for an ale. But it chewed it right down to 1.009, and that was with culturing it up and then making a starter. And I've harvested the yeast. I want to make another batch or two with it and see if I can test it a little bit more. But it did a great job, and the main thing is it's very clean. I'm actually not getting much yeast character at all, so it pretty much, for me, for my money, is just like your 1056 American ale, maybe your California ale, whatever the White Labs one is. Alright, let me try this one now. This is several months old now. I just kind of kept it just for when I would do this thing. I've actually had it in the fridge the whole time, but I've had this long before I even brewed this. So it has been some time that I've had this, so see how this goes. Not much hop aroma. Definitely more prickliness. That could be from slightly higher carbonation, or they might have ended up with a beer with a little bit more IBUs than mine. Finish is a little drier. Sometimes you get that with commercial beers, I feel. Even though mine is 1.009, sometimes a commercial beer just comes off that way. You know, this, it's funny. In a blind taste test, I might wonder if this was almost a Helles. It has almost more of a lager character in that it's really crisp. I haven't had many ales that are that crisp. I wonder what the final gravity is on that. It's a little more bitter, but I don't know if that's because maybe it finished lower or something with the malt, remaining malt body. It might have been slightly lower original gravity, although the alcohol is pretty comparable. They're really not that similar. I mean, they're the same type of recipe. They're about the same color. The one is clear. This is also a little bit old now, so that could be a little bit of a factor now that I think about it. I don't want to say it's oxidized, but it might not be as fresh. Mine has more viscosity to it, like I said, even though it got to 1.009. So basically, this is another smash beer, in case I wasn't clear about that. One malt and one hop, and that hop is Cascade. I did 0.66 ounces at 60 minutes, then 30 minutes, then 15 minutes, so 2 ounces total. I wanted to do this video mainly to sort of finish off my experiment with the culturing up of the yeast. It did work. It fermented just fine. I want to do another couple of beers. I want to do a hoppy wheat beer, and I also do want to do a big double IPA kind of beer a la Heady Topper vein. So anyway, I guess that's that. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.